Alright guys, sorry this took so long, and sorry I'm using such a crappy camera. I haven't got the nice one back yet, but it's going to get pretty busy for me this week, so I figured I'd do it now even with the crappy camera. This is the Crown Vic, and let's see if I can get a good shot. A lot of crap in the way. But if you see that brass thing right up top there, that is the bushing. Throttle valve bushing. And that originally is made out of plastic. So they tend to break quite a bit. If you're going to push it out, this thing will just push out of the original ones. If you want to do that, I would probably have a new brass one handy and ready to go. Pretty simple to take the old one out. You just push on top of this where it connects to the arm, and it'll pop out, and then go ahead and get your new bushing, put it in, and this black box here actually slides on this shaft. So what you're going to want to do is have the throttle at full stop like this, and then pull any slack out of this black part, and then line up this box with that hole, and when you push it up, it will push down and lock this all into place, so you're all set to go. Now there's about a million different ways that people say to do it. Some say take a measurement here and then pull it, full throttle and take a measurement and blah 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 blah. I just snap them in, drive it. If it feels good, I go with it. If it is too soft, you can always pull this a little bit more, put a little more tension on it when you push this back in. And if it happens to be too harsh, usually it means you pulled it too far. If the shifts are later and kind of bang more, then you would let off on the tension on this when you snap it back in. The new ones, when you get them, they have basically a brass thing and a little clip that goes on top. So you push it up there and then you put the clip on. It's kind of tricky unless you got somebody in there stepping on the gas. That helps a lot. But that's how you do it. I wouldn't take it out and adjust it unless you have a new one handy, because those plastic ones, like I said, they break. I guess now I'll move on to that one. Somebody was asking about the horn and power locks, so we'll go over there. Well, unfortunately, this is the only wiring diagram I could find for the power locks, and it's not specific at all. It just says typical door lock system. It shows me here that they get power from a 15 amp fuse to the switches, and then a 30 amp circuit breaker to the door lock relay. But since none of them are working, it really doesn't show me much. You could have a bad ground, because it shows here that they all share the same ground. It may not be the case, but that's what it shows in my diagram. And it looks like they all get fed from the same power, and it just tees off to all of them. The relay could be bad. I don't even know where that is, because I don't have a diagram showing me what's what. Could be power up here. I know where that is, so I'll show you that in a minute. But basically, you've got a fuse block underneath the dash right here. I didn't see any deals on the diagram that said anything about power door locks. I don't even think I saw a horn on there, but nothing on there for that apparently. And then we've got another block down here with relays and fuses in it, and most of them I have no idea what they do. I know the fuel pump one is in there, but I have no idea what else is in there. And now there's also one under the hood I'm going to take and show you that I know goes to the power locks and the horn. So if you're having trouble with both, it may be up there. Well, as you can see there, we're cutting the hay down, so I'm going to be busy for a while. But let's get under the hood, and I'll show you that first fuse. Alright, here we are under the hood. When you first see it, there'll be a plastic cover over top of this, and there'll be these covers over top of the fuses. The one you want that runs the horn, the door locks, and the trunk release is this one right here. It's been pulled out of this car because we had a parasitic drain on one of the circuits, and I'm thinking it was the door locks, so I just yanked it and put it over here. But that's about all I can tell you right now, because you know, I've owned so many of these and I never had a good diagram. The Haynes and Shilton's manuals are just garbage. You got to get a factory service manual or an all data subscription or something to really tell you what you need to know to diagnose the system. Sorry I couldn't give you a little more information, but if they're all not working, that would tell me that if they have a common ground, like it says in this generic wiring diagram that does me no good. If they have a common ground, that could be your issue. If they have a common power, which they do up there on the firewall, that could be an issue. There may be another fuse in the circuit that I don't know about. That could be an issue. Also, the relay could be a problem. And I'm going to guess that the relay would be down here. I don't have a battery for this car, and the door locks don't work anyway because I undid the fuse. Otherwise I could stick my hand down there and play with the locks and figure it out. But if your switches don't do anything, that would tell me we got something that's common to all of them. Sorry I couldn't be more help, but I just don't have the factory service manual. I wish I did, but they're like $100 or more. And I've got 3, 4, and a bunch of different years of them, so they're all different. But I hope that gives you some sort of an idea where to look.